everyone. This is Dr. Amit Kumar Pandey from ABES Engineering College. I am going to discuss a new topic, process states, process transition diagram, and scheduler. Let us see one by one what is inside. So, first topic is introduction, then process states, then process transition diagram, which is also known as process cycle diagram, then type of schedulers, and conclusion. So, introduction overview. Understanding process states, their transitions and schedulers is a fundamental to grasping how operating system manage the processes. Why is it important? This is important so that efficient process management ensure optimal performance and resource utilization in a operating system. We can understand this like that if you have a number of tasks to do in a day, and if you do not schedule all the tasks, then there may be chance that you will fail to complete any one of those tasks. So scheduling is very important. So what is the process and what are the state of a process? So process, if we want to define a process, when in system we write a code, that is program, and save it on disk, then this is a passive entity, just a text. When we add some control instructions, plus some input data to that program and run that program. When we run that program, then the program will convert into a process. When it is reside inside the disk, this is a program, and when we run the program, then this will become a process. Process is an active entity. Okay. So, what will be the state of a process, new process? When a process arrive in the system or create in the system, then this is the new process. The state will be the new. What is the ready process? There is a module called LTS, long-term scheduler. Long-term scheduler fetch all the process from job queue, which is a queue in which all the new process resides. Then LTS fetch one by one number of process from that queue, job queue, new process which want to get execute and put them inside the ready queue. Ready queue is a process in which process are waiting to be assigned to the CPU for their execution. Okay. What is the running state? When process from the ready queue will get the CPU, then the state of that process will be running. Means short-term scheduler. Short-term scheduler pick one process from the ready queue at a time and dispatch it to the CPU for execution. Then it will be in running phase. What is the waiting phase? The process is waiting for some event to occur. Suppose a process is in execution, and meanwhile execution, the process want to do some IO operation. As you know, then in IO operation, there is no need of CPU. So the time the process consumed in IO operation, the CPU will sit idle. So what we do, we put that process inside the waiting queue. and assign new process to the CPU so that CPU will not sit idle. And when this process, earlier process, which is currently in waiting queue, complete its IO operation, then we put that process again inside the ready queue. है ना? So that STS in future will again fetch that process from ready queue and assign to the CPU for execution, and it will get execute and and will terminate, means complete its execution and go outside the system. This is what mentioned here. Terminated. The process has finished execution. This is the life cycle diagram or process transition diagram, whatever you want to say. Here you can see, here you can see the process created in the system are put inside the job queue and labeled as new. All the process which are created put inside job queue and labeled as new, means these are the new process who want to get executed themselves. And there is a scheduler called LTS, long-term scheduler, pick one by one all the process who want to get execute and put all those process inside the ready queue. Okay. This is the place where all the scheduling algorithm works. These algorithms will decide that which process among all the process which are inside the ready queue will get the CPU. So LTS pick one by one all the process from job queue and put inside the ready queue. So the label or the state of process now become ready from new to ready. And from here, again, a scheduler named short-term scheduler STS will fetch one process at a time and will give to the CPU, means process get execute. CPU will execute that process. If there is no IO, no interrupt, nothing, then process will get execute completely and will terminate. Suppose the process is running inside the CPU and the scheduling algorithm is priority and an interrupt come meanwhile that process is running and the priority of that interrupt is higher than the process which are currently running, then what will happen? This process which are currently running will go inside the ready queue and wait for its turn, and the new arrival, new interrupt which has higher priority over the earlier process will get the CPU and will go in execution. When this interrupt will get executed completely, then it will terminate and the process which are in the ready state again fetched by the processor and processor will resume the execution. Resume means it will execute the process from where the processor left it, not from starting. If a process is running and want to get some IO operation, then as we know, then IO operation, there is no need of CPU. So the time the process is spent in IO operation, CPU will sit idle. If CPU will sit idle, then the throughput of our system will decrease, and we never want that throughput will decrease. So when a process want to do their IO operation, we put that process inside the waiting queue until it complete waiting queue until it complete its IO operation, and at the same time we assign another process to the CPU so that CPU will remain busy. When process complete its IO operation, it will again put inside the ready queue, or from there CPU will fetch on its turn and execute the remaining process, and it will be terminated. This is the complete life cycle of a process. Again, long-term scheduler as discussed, decide which process are admitted to the system for processing. Frequency is very low, and objective of LTS is to control the degree of multi-programming. Short-term scheduler frequency is very fast because ready to running, running to ready. Select which of the ready process will be executed next by the CPU, and frequency is very fast. Objective of STS is optimize the CPU utilization and response time. Midterm scheduler, as we know, uh, when we want to put the process inside the waiting queue from the running state, then we use midterm scheduler. है ना? So manage swapping of process in and out of memory. मेमोरी में इसको ले जाना और मेमोरी से वापस सीपीयू में और रेडी क्यू में ले जाना. Frequency runs as needed means frequency is in the middle of STS and LTS. Objective improve process mix and manage memory efficiency. Now understanding process state and transition helps in grasping how OS manage processes. Different types of schedulers have distinct role in process management. Efficient scheduling criteria are vital for optimal system performance. This is the conclusion of process scheduling. Here are some references I have used in my PPT. Thank you all.